Human video game, The Earth Experiment. As humans, our perceived 3D reality system is set up very much like a computer program or a video game. Most humans perceive themselves and operate only from their personality program containing the ego, instinctual and subconscious intelligence levels of their expanded spiritual anatomy. The personality program is made up of the 3 layers of intelligence that are having a physical experience in the polarity game called The Earth Experiment. This is similar to choosing a specific avatar, like your 3D personality program, to represent yourself when you are playing an Xbox game. The exception for most people is that they do not realize they have a spiritual joystick to maneuver to increase their skill level of mastering intelligences, or a way to navigate through the earthly landscape of the game. Which avatar did you choose? You can choose another one if you need an upgrade. This analogy addresses why it's important to comprehend your spiritual anatomy layers and its structure, as when you do, you clearly realize you have tools to make upgrades and changes. Most people have no idea that their personality program is temporary and extremely limited to their own views of who they think they are. They get stuck inside the game without using their joystick to navigate. More commonly, they become paralyzed between the 2 opposing forces of polarity. Do I go left or right? Up or down? Choose love or fear? And while in this state of confusion, they become inert. This inertia slows down the being's evolutionary process, and they circle around in the game over and over, unable to move past old patterns that keep them at the same level. They do not know how they got there and who is running the game. They do not know how to learn the skills or lessons that graduate them out of that game or classroom. This is a way to begin to understand the human soul's reincarnation plan in the game of the Earth Experiment. If a consciousness has not figured out how to master a grade of the earthly game, they return to the same level over and over to attempt to complete that grade. No matter how painful or traumatizing that life pattern was, they are destined to repeat it until they learn to transcend it. This could mean hundreds or thousands of experiences for that soul doing that same life pattern. The controllers are capitalizing on this natural arrangement by artificially capping off soul growth and embodiment through recycling people back into the same patterns. This has created massive stored pain for humans. This is how distortions have been formed in the soul's program. The personality program kept repeating the patterns of painful lifetimes, as it had forgotten how to connect to its own source or soul for healing and guidance. The personality, not remembering how to access higher levels of the soul's intelligence, created karmic debts and imbalances from involving itself in continued life cycles of suffering. This cycle of learning through suffering has an opportunity to complete for human beings. This is the big issue of why there is divine intervention by various interdimensional beings during this ascension cycle. Divine intervention has been allowed so that more beings will be liberated from the reincarnation cycle. Finally, these souls will be able to move beyond the level they were stuck in, while playing the 3D polarity game. This is what is meant when saying the ascension cycle is for the liberation of the soul.